How do you approach your wife when there is conflict? One of the things you have to understand about women is you have to listen to them. Women are more sensitive to negative emotion than men on average. Women are more agreeable. That would be part of the maternal dimension of their personality, and they're more sensitive to negative emotion. So they're threat detection systems, and so a woman will bring you her concerns. Now, because she's sensitive to threat, she produces a fair number of false positives, right? So she's concerned about things that maybe it's not necessary to be concerned about, but she'll be concerned about them before you are. Women initiate about 75% of divorces, for example. And you might say, well, that means women are primarily troublesome within a relationship. It's like, well, possibly. It's also possible that they pick up what's wrong in a relationship before men do on average. Most men misunderstand this fundamental truth about women, not because they lack intelligence, nor because they lack experience, but because they let emotions cloud their judgment. They seek control where none is given. They chase validation where none is owed, and they break under pressure because they have not trained their mind to withstand the storm. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more. What is Stoicism in imagination than in reality? And nowhere is this more evident than in how men approach women." Today, we strip away illusion and confront the Stoic truth, one that demands resilience, self-mastery, and an unshakable will. The truth men refuse to see: a man who lacks control over himself seeks control over others. This is his fatal mistake. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Yet how many men turn their frustration outward? They demand loyalty, but show none to themselves. They crave affection, yet fear the vulnerability required to receive it. They react with anger when faced with rejection, not realizing that it is not the woman who has rejected them, but reality itself. And reality is indifferent to their suffering. Women are not puzzles to be solved, nor prizes to be won. They are forces of nature, unpredictable, ever-changing, neither bound nor possessed. A river does not bend for the will of a man, nor does the wind ask permission before it shifts. To fight against this is to fight against nature itself. A Stoic man does not resist reality. He embraces it. He does not demand a woman be a certain way. He accepts her as she is. In this acceptance, he finds peace. In this understanding, he gains something far greater than control. He gains harmony. The weakness of the undisciplined man. Why do so many men fail in love, in relationships, in their pursuit of connection? Because they believe their emotions entitle them to something. They think their longing should be reciprocated, their suffering should be rewarded. But Epictetus was clear: if someone succeeds in provoking you. The power of acceptance: realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Weak men are easily provoked. They crumble at rejection. They lash out when ignored. They spiral into despair when their expectations are unmet. Their pain is not caused by women, but by their own lack of discipline. A Stoic does not crumble. He does not beg for love, nor does he fear its loss. He understands that all things are fleeting. That attachment to what is impermanent only breeds suffering. He loves with an open hand, not a clenched fist, and in doing so, he becomes unshakable. The path to understanding. So how does a man break free from this cycle? How does he stop living in delusion and start seeing clearly by turning inward, by mastering himself before he seeks to master anything else? He must do as Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, taught. He must align his will with nature, not against it. He must let go of expectation, of entitlement, of the desperate need to control what cannot be controlled. And when he does this, he will find that he no longer suffers in love. He no longer fears rejection. He no longer clings to illusions. He is content in himself, and therefore he is free. This is the truth. Men rarely understand about women. They do not belong to us. They are not ours to shape, to mould, to command. They are their own beings, just as we are our own. And only when we accept this, truly accept it, do we become men worthy of respect, men who are unbreakable. The nature of desire and attachment. Men are conditioned to believe that happiness is found in external validation, wealth, status, and most dangerously, the approval of women. But Marcus Aurelius warned us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The moment a man places his happiness in the hands of another, he forfeits control over his own peace. Women do not respect weakness, disguised as neediness. A man who is desperate to be chosen, who hinges his self-worth on her approval, becomes a puppet to forces beyond his control. And a Stoic knows that external attachments are the root of suffering. He loves, but he does not cling. He cares, but he is not consumed. He understands that true strength lies in self-sufficiency, in being complete unto himself. Women, test strength, not words. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A man's character is revealed in how he carries himself, not in what he claims to be women. Whether consciously or mastering emotions with Stoicism unconsciously test men. They do not do this out of cruelty, but out of nature. They seek resilience, a steady hand amidst the chaos of life. A Stoic man does not flinch when tested. He does not complain when challenged. He does not crumble when met with difficulty. Instead, he sees every test as an opportunity to refine his discipline. He does not engage in arguments to prove himself, for he knows that actions, calmness in the face of insult, patience in the face of provocation, speak louder than words ever could. Emotional self-mastery, the rarest quality. One of the greatest misconceptions is that women are drawn to emotion itself. This is a half-truth. Women are drawn to a man who can master his emotions, not one who is enslaved by them. A man who is at war with himself, easily angered, easily broken, reveals that he lacks inner control. And if a man cannot control himself, how can he be trusted to navigate the storms of life? Seneca reminds us, "He who is brave is free." The man who remains unshaken in the face of adversity is a rarity. He is respected not because he feels nothing, but because he does not let his feelings rule him. He can express love without losing himself in it. He can suffer loss without drowning in despair. He does not react. He responds, and that makes all the difference. The paradox of attraction. What you chase flees. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, taught that the key to tranquility is to align one's desires with what is within one's control. And yet many men do the opposite when it comes to women. They chase, they beg, they seek external validation, believing that effort alone will win favour. But what they do not understand is that desire repels. The more one seeks, the more one signals lack. A Stoic man does not chase because he does not need. He is content in his own company, fulfilled by his own purpose. He does not seek love to complete him, but rather he allows love to find him as a byproduct of his completeness. He is indifferent to rejection because he knows that rejection is simply the world's way of directing him towards something better, suited to his nature. The Stoic mindset, indifference to outcome. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others, said Marcus Aurelius. It does not matter what they think of you. A man's greatest freedom lies in his ability to detach from outcome. Most men suffer because they build expectations. They attach themselves to a specific vision of how things should be. and when reality does not align, they despair. The Stoic. How to live a virtuous life understands that control is an illusion. He does not waste time worrying about what a woman thinks of him, whether she will stay or go. Instead, he asks himself, am I living in accordance with virtue? Am I embodying discipline, wisdom, courage, and justice? If the answer is yes, then the outcome is irrelevant. Message the rare man. The world is filled with men who seek shortcuts, who want formulas, tactics, and scripts to manipulate attraction. But there is no greater power than authenticity forged through discipline. A man who truly embodies Stoicism does not need to demand respect. He commands it through his presence. He does not need to prove his worth. His actions speak for him. And here lies the rare truth. Women do not want a man who bends to every emotion, who seeks permission to exist in their presence. They want a man who is his own foundation, a man who stands firm while the world trembles. And that is the essence of Stoicism: self-mastery, resilience, and an unshakable will. The question is, are you willing to walk this path? Know if this message resonated with you. Remember, philosophy is not meant to be admired from a distance. It is meant to be lived. Take these words and apply them. Walk with discipline. Act with wisdom, and above all, remain indifferent to the noise of the world.